Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David, and that's Nico. He's sleeping on the chair, keeping me company as I do my readings. This is going to be a reading on the Jack Smith reports. There were two reports, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Volume 2 is the Mar-a-Lago documents case. And that documents case, there's going to be a hearing this Friday. Department of Justice wants to release it just to a couple members of Congress. I'm assuming it's like the heads of like the Intelligence Committee or the Judiciary Committee, and Trump and team don't want anybody to see it in the government. So there's a hearing by Judge Cannon on that on Friday. The other, Volume 1, which involves the January 6th case, she was holding it up for like 72 hours after the Court of Appeals ruled on it. The Court of Appeals ruled that 11th District Court of Appeals ruled they're not taking it. So it's going to be released this week, unless Trump and team take it up to the Supreme Court. So I want to look at the energy around the Mar-a-Lago, the January 6th documents case about its release. I'll ask if Trump will be successful in delaying it further up to the Supreme Court, and then ask its impact on the collective, as it were. So those three questions, entertainment purposes only, and all that. Let's come on down. Energy around this report. Now that the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals said they're not going to review the case, what's next? Queen of Pentacles. I want to thank Libby from Meister Tarot for giving me another reading on this one, which is Homeland Security. Election security, Homeland Security. Now, we're talking about January 6th. We're talking about the insurrection here and the energy of this. This is about the security of the United States and the vote, which we hold dear, our democracy. Crossed with the Four of Cups. Somebody's not getting what they want out of this. Somebody's not satisfied with it, and they're going to try and seek help or compromise in there. Now, pulling up already, Trump and team have already sent a letter to Merrick Garland telling him not to release it because, there's going to be all these unfounded accusations that Trump was derelict in his duties. Basically telling us what's in it without telling us what's in it type of thing. Honestly, yeah, Trump and folks are going to want to go to the Supreme Court with it. If this is the Supreme Court, they're not interested in taking it. How much more do they need to do for this guy? We already got you out of the Mar-a-Lago documents case. We already killed the January 6th case for you, and we even got you out of the 34 felonies in prison with New York, which they should have had no say on the matter. And now you want us to take care of the January 6th insurrection case. But that's what's next. Come on, you guys owe me. They always owe him. You ever notice that Donald Trump never owes anybody? Everybody always owes him. The past is the Sun card. This is the Jack Smith investigation. It's going to reveal the truth of everything that went on. Expect that this is not a witch hunt type investigation. This is solid. Current situation is trying to find that compromise. The courts all agree. The government agrees. And now it's just, can Trump prevent this from getting, going further because of the 11th Circuit? Overarching energy is the Star card. Move this back a little bit here. Is the Star card. This is just, America builds itself on transparency. This is the calm after the storm, but it's also the best of America, best of the United States. You got the porn star, if you will, but that's not relevant unless you're trying to say that it's related with that. But that's a good overarching energy card to have this stuff released. The Magician, you're going to find out his culpability, the stuff that he had control over, the lies, the lies and deceptions that he told. The truth, the Sun is opposite the Magician. So his lies are exposed. because of course it will be. The outcome is the Page of Pentacles. This goes a little bit away, if the Queen of Pentacles is American voting, this goes towards messaging about American voting. Fully expect the Trump grift emails to start coming in full force about the crooked Biden DOJ has been weaponized against him, and you need to be a patriot and send $47 to Donald Trump to help him fight this in the Supreme Court, or something along those lines. The grifting ads practically write themselves at a time where his followers have less and less money, less and less discretionary cash. He's going to try and soak them for more. That Page of Pentacles, I think, also is the, yep, I'm going, even though it's a weak case, I'm going to the Supreme Court anyways. Between the Knight of Cups and the Page of Pentacles, I fully expect it. Let's do a 4-carder. Will Trump take this thing to the Supreme Court? And we'll do another 4-carder if the Supreme Court will take the case. Just because Trump wants them to take it doesn't mean they will. This should be a yes card. I don't see how this is anything but, of course he wants to take it to the Supreme Court. King of Swords. The Hermit. The Hierophant. 3 of Swords. And the 3 of Coins. Will they take it to the Supreme Court? I think it's jumping right to whether they want to take it. You've got the King of Swords, the intellectuals, the very sharp, judgmental, left is left and right is wrong, black and white type of energy. Hierophant. Between these two, this would be like your Supreme Court type thing. I almost think, this is funny because you got the betrayal card here. Does he take it? He's negotiating with folks right now. I think they're working on 3 justices in particular. The betrayal card's interesting because this could just be the 3 liberal judges say no, and then the rest of the judges say yes. We need to see this thing forward. I'm much more willing to believe that with this Supreme Court. Or it could be that 3 justices are on board with this. 3 of the conservative justices are on board, and that would be Alito, that would be Thomas, and then a 3rd one, Gorsuch maybe. And then 3 might say no. Send this back where it came from. But yeah, I think he's going to try and bring it to the Supreme Court. This disappointment card here, though, that's the one that I'm interested in. Now, you could also make the argument that the January 6th insurrection is a betrayal. It's sedition. It's a betrayal to the government. It's a betrayal to democracy. It's a betrayal to the peaceful transfer of power. Will the Supreme Court take this case? Let's just definitively ask. Trump will try and take it up there. I don't see a scenario where they don't try and take it up. But it could be that his lawyer, if that King of Swords is like his lawyer, it's basically saying, yeah, we can take it over there to see if they'll take a look on it, but be prepared to be disappointed. I think his lawyers are basically saying, yeah, we can take it up there, but be prepared to be disappointed that, one, they may not take it. Even if they do take it, you're not going to win on it. But Trump doesn't really care about winning. He just cares about delays. He just needs to get inaugurated. He needs to get into office. That's the goal. Okay, will the Supreme Court reject this case? Will they accept it? Will they reject it? Integrity. Good with the bad. It's like, good Lord, do we want to do this? Here comes the offer. The outcome of the appeal. Here it comes. Oh, sort of justice. It's almost this gives you the vibe that yeah, we have to kind of weigh in on it because we're the Supreme Court after all, but they don't want to. They don't want to. They've already helped, as I said in the first one, they've already helped him out 3 times. Why does he need a 4th? Yeah. Justice is blind. Sort of truth, sort of justice. It's... Will they take it? Probably. I guess it really depends, and this is where my lack of knowledge comes in. I don't know the constitutionality of this. It's a report. They're thinking about it. I'm just going to say they're thinking about it. They don't want to. They really don't want to. And in normal times, they wouldn't have to. Nobody would ever bring this this case up to the Supreme Court. Just like the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals looked at Judge Cannon and said, yeah, no. Or Trump and team, yeah, no, this report, the Department of Justice wants to release this report, we're behind that. There's no reason for us to prevent that from happening. The Supreme Court should be recognizing that the Attorney General has a right to release this report. It's out of their jurisdiction. I'm not sure what's in the Constitution, which is where I was going with before. I don't know what's in the Constitution that would prevent this from being released. It makes no sense. Okay. What's going to be the impact of the release of this report is, they can't shelve it forever. When this report is released, and I guess maybe Trump's trying to hold it up long enough that he has his own attorney general in there, and then they can bury it for another 4 years or more, or forever, until a non-partisan, non-right-wing populist president gets in there and allows the release of that report. What's going to be the impact of that report? I do think that the Supreme Court will take it just for no other reason, just to give Trump that one last delay. You know what I mean? But let's see. Secrets are going to be revealed. We're going to find out stuff about that. We're going to find out the stuff, basically that Donald Trump was conjured this whole thing. This was his baby. He did this, and we're going to find out about it. We're going to find out about the turmoil he caused, and the cheapening of American, the peaceful transfer of power in the American election. There's also the money component here too, because they followed the money. In the past line of coins, part of it's going to be what's going to be really interesting with this. I don't know how much they're going to look at the money, how much of the money part they're going to reveal. But you're going to find out about the wealthy people that were involved in the manifestation of this event. Your Elon Musk style oligarchs. The whole messaging was about the stolen election that was not stolen, and the manipulation of groups of people with that messaging. Again, there's money changing hands. Following the money tells the story. It tells you who. It connects all the different hubs of the web. The mercenaries that came in, the Proud Boys, the Oath Keepers, and others that came in, plus other willing participants in the steal. The lesson to be learned is that this is a bipartisan report. And, it was a bipartisan committee that did this. Liz Cheney was a co-chair on it. And that It's kind of the agreements in Congress and with groups of people that Trump was involved with on this one. It's basically what's damning in this report is who's been paid, who's been bought and paid for the money that came in on this. This could also just be the groups that agreed to work with Trump as mercenaries to help steal the election and the funding that came with them. Again, I think there's a lot of funding that came with this. Outcome is the Page of Swords. It didn't work because they didn't know what they were doing. They kind of knew it, but they weren't very skilled at it. I think also whistleblowers will... I don't know if there's... but the Page of Swords can also be there's whistleblowers. There's information in there that we haven't seen before. And there should be information that we haven't seen in there before because this report hasn't been made public. We've seen the January 6th committee trials, but then you've got all the investigation that went into it. I asked how it would impact the collective, and I think it's just giving people information. I don't know if it doesn't look like will it shift anything? No, kind of like the Mueller report got intercepted by William Barr, who said, "Hey, nope, nothing here, 4-pager, nothing here." And then the media went with it and disappeared. And then when the report comes out, you find out, oh, there was a whole lot there, but now the American people aren't interested anymore. And the right-wing media won't even cover it. So the people that need to hear it most never heard the message. They just think it was a waste of time. Great. Isn't it great how... And they call us the sheep. We're all sheep, I suppose. Just want to hear what we want to hear. Will it make a difference? For Carter, will it make a difference on the American collective? 9 of Cups. Hopes, wishes, dreams fulfilled. Smug merchant. What do we got? 9 of Cups. Maybe. Oh, that's a good card to have there. Yeah, because you know what it is? Whether or not, it impacts people's vibing on what happened, it's about Trump's corruption, his betrayal to the peaceful transfer of power, and then all the writing that came with it. It just, you know what it is? It just gets it in writing and it puts it out there for the history books. I don't know. I mean, is Fox News really going to cover this? It should be a betrayal. I mean, people should be outraged and, taking to the streets in anger, but it just doesn't seem like we are there yet. So, I'm expecting a giant meh to come out because people are exhausted. They've been out, part of the fantastic Republican way of doing things, and here comes the kitten, is to get everybody all emotionally worked up over the stupidest stuff so that when we finally get around to the important stuff, they're too exhausted to care. They just want it to stop. They want some peace and quiet. And you will never get peace and quiet with Donald Trump and his acolytes. All you will get is pandemonium, is chaos. Because Trump thrives in chaos. Malignant narcissists do. And, you got to keep people tired so that they don't have enough energy to resist you. Just go along with it. It's like parents that are exhausted and the kids are running around. You no longer care about justice. You care about peace and quiet, and you're just looking for a quiet 5 minutes. And that's kind of where he's going with it. She is right here, looking at the chair, wondering why there's a black cat sitting in her chair. Heaven forbid it's my chair. That's my office chair. That's what I sit in, but the cats usurp it, don't they? Anyways, thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. This reading is for entertainment purposes only, but I hope you found it insightful, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.